Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one is a completely raw, unedited, unscripted, unshaven video, but I think it's really important. And to be honest, I just can't not do it. I can't not do it. I need a rant about the industry, about the prop firms, about what is going on with this space. This is such an important time for prop firms. The next few years, this year coming 24, 25, is definitely going to be interesting times for the prop firm evaluation space. First of all, FTMO have just announced that they will not be operating in the US. Whether that's for the time being, whether that's for the long term, we don't know yet. I don't actually know what the issue has been. I don't know why they decided to do that. Maybe they've just deemed it more appropriate that they operate in different countries. Maybe they're having problems with licensing. I can't say because I don't know, but I know that it's quite significant and quite important to take note of what's happening and what will be happening going forward with them. I don't know what's going to happen. I have an inkling that they will bounce back in some way if it is an issue with licensing or an issue with someone breathing down their neck, shall we say. But if not, and it's just a decision that they've made, it's definitely an interesting one. In terms of the rest of the space, something's going on and I don't really understand what it is. We've got people that are buying 20 challenges, 30 challenges, all in one bunch, and then just trying to pass them, I guess. Doesn't make any sense to me. It's completely the wrong mindset towards these challenges. Yes, you can take them with a bit more risk. Yeah, you can be a bit more aggressive. Your upside potential versus your downside risk is obviously massive, and we're all aware of that. So treating them with a bit more risk than usual is fine. That's what I've always preached anyway myself. But starting to gamble away, buying 30 challenges, 40 challenges, and all this stuff makes absolutely no sense to me. And especially because prop firms are changing. FTMO announcing that they're not operating in the US is a big deal. Anybody that's got challenges with them, I think you can still trade them for now. But if you fail, you won't be able to do a retake. If you're looking to buy challenges with them, you won't be able to do it. So yeah, people need to stop doing that. Stop doing that. As you guys know, I'm an advocate for E8. I've always been shouting E8 out very much, and that's not going to change. It's definitely not going to change. And I'll tell you why, just quickly, just to justify why I'm so behind E8. First of all, the proof is in the pudding. The adaptations and the way that they've grown with the times, it speaks for itself. They've now got their hedge fund licensing in the US. They're looking for analysts, and they're looking for different things moving forward. They have their own data. A lot of these prop firms, I should say evaluation firms, are sharing data between each other. It's all money-making schemes, right? And there's a difference between influencers in the trading space, starting prop firms on evaluation firms, trying to make money out of the industry, which is, they're entitled to do that. But there's a difference between that and people wanting to build a company or wanting to head into a prop firm space or wanting to have longevity in the business. And there is a complete difference between that. And I think people really need to understand that. If you're going with a prop firm that is run by influencers and is run by people that most likely are just trying to make money out of the industry, I wouldn't say it's your safest bet. Whereas with E8, for example, they've got their hedge fund license now. They're trying to head into that space. They've been solid in this space for the time they've been here. They have their own service, everything's protected. And any issues they've had, resolved like that. One day, next day. Even some people message me saying, this has happened, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh, how's that been? What's happened with that? And they've come back to me, oh yeah, it's all fine, mate. It's all resolved. It's all good. So no worries. So yeah, that's me backing E8. You guys know I always give my discount out for them. It's in the description if you want it. And that's not because I want the money from it. Let me just be really clear. The discount that I give out is simply because I want people to go with a prop firm that I would put my trust into, that I've seen stand solidly through MFF going, when they were slipping people out of their positions. FTMO now not operating in the US. E8 are still there, still building, still growing. I think we had like 23 million in payouts last year in 2023 alone. So yeah, we've really seen them grow and build on what they have into a trustworthy, in my opinion, prop firm. So yeah, honestly, most of these evaluation firms that you see, they're all sharing data. They're all just building money, taking money out of the industry. And I get it, it makes sense, but I'm just giving you advice as traders from me, who has a bit more understanding than probably most of you, especially on the back end, I really, really, really wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket with these firms. Yeah, it's just not a good idea. And especially not buying 20, 30 challenges, it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's also really, 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 I cannot see anything else to help people understand that you must diversify your portfolio, your capital. You must be building personal capital. You must be protecting your personal capital, which includes not slapping a bunch of money on 20, 30 challenges in one go. You must diversify into your personal capital, because no matter what evaluation firm you're with, prop firm you're with, things can change quickly. Things will change quickly. They have been changing quickly. And it's never been more important to diversify into your own personal capital. That being said, we should still use evaluation firms. We should still use prop firms, whatever you want to call them, to help us on our journey. Because even somebody said to me earlier, when I was talking to them about this FTMO stuff, you know, if all the prop firms go, we'll be fine. You know, we'll always find a way to go through. And I said, yeah, but like coming from someone who's been in the industry now 7 years, I remember when prop firms weren't a thing. We had to try and build up capital. We had to try and get investors and build a track record, and then take the track record to the investors, and then sit down with them, and then have a meeting with someone to try and get genuine capital, and then stress about people's capital being in your pockets and being in your responsibility. So it's definitely way, way, way harder in that sense. And everybody has a blessing with these evaluation firms and these prop firms now. Use them, absolutely use them, but diversify into your own capital at the same time, and make sure that you're protecting your capital. It's rule number 101 in the whole industry. So everybody should be doing that anyway. But yeah, thanks for listening. There's not really anything else I wanted to say. This is an unshaven, unscripted, unedited video that, well, I may cut out some shit that I put in the middle and breathing and blow my nose or whatever. But most of all, I just wanted to rant. Stop buying 20, 30 challenges in one go. Stop going with evaluation firms that are run by influencers just because they look cool and they're doing loads of fun videos that you think are going to make their firm better, because it's not going to make their firm better. They're all sharing data anyway. Go with a proper prop firm, or go with an evaluation firm that you think has a good standing. Do some research into it. Anything in this industry you do should be evaluated, whether it's the broker you put your money with, your accountant that looks after your money and figures out what you need to be paying tax-wise and how you need to structure all that stuff, whether it's which evaluation firm you're going with, whether it's what pair you're trading, whether it's the risk you're doing. Everything has to be evaluated all the time. And I may seem like someone that is a bit more cowboy with this stuff, and I always preach about maybe having a bit more risk, and it may seem like I don't really do anything intentionally, but I do, and everybody should, and I think it should just go without saying, so I never really say it. But you should always be evaluating everything, especially places where you put your money. For example, evaluation firms. Check them out, go on Companies House, look at who is in charge of them, look at who's running them, look at the structure behind them, look at the funding they have behind them. You know, I remember the funding rounds for E8, for example, and I know that they have good funding behind them. I know they have a good structure behind them. I know they use their own servers, they use their own data, etc., 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 and they really care about people, as an example. So I'm not going to shit on the evaluation firms, mostly because there's just too many now for me to even fucking start listing off. But yeah, please evaluate what you're doing. Look at the companies you're going into. Take care with where you're putting your money. Make sure that you're monitoring everything in the space that you need to be, that's relevant to you. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens with FTMO. We'll see what happens with the prop firm space in the next few years. For sure, a lot of these evaluation firms, I would say, are going to go under. And if they don't go under, then good on them. But I want to see some of them heading towards some kind of longevity, and the way that they structure their firms to be done better, I'll say. And that's all I'm going to say for now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a short one. I know it's a bit different from what I usually do. I know it's maybe a bit serious. Who knows? But maybe I'll talk about it more as we go forward and as things develop, not just FTMO, but with other prop firms as well, and just trying to make sure that people are trying to get the right guidance, because I've sort of dipped off of it. Like New Year, Christmas, I had off of social media. I just fucking hate the trading space at the moment. It's just bollocks. Same shit. People saying the same stuff. People giving out rubbish advice. And then there's a couple of people like Mark Hutchinson, who I saw the other day, that are giving some really good advice and trying to remind people how to be traders, which I think is important. So yeah, maybe I'll dip into that a bit more. But for the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Ciao.
Yeah. Are you mine? That's a question I ask all the time. I touch booth with my hand on my heart, but it feels like you got your hand on my mind.